Oh, you gotta say rolling.
Oh, it's so true. So I teach class too, and it's it's like sound speeding, camera rolling, action.
Okay. Well, thank you, John, for having us. We are the Porch Poets, -1. Susanna Conley Holstein, who is one of us from over in Jackson County, couldn't be here tonight. But the three of us are here. This is Cheryl Denise from Barber County, Sherelle Weigel from
Wood.
Wood County, and I'm Kirk Judd, and I'm from Monongalia County. And we put together this little chapbook called Porch Poems from a collaboration that we've been getting together for 9 years now. And this is our first edition of that, and we're going to read some poems from that, and then read a couple of poems, a piece from our volume 2 of Porch Poems that we're working on now. This first book was dedicated to Dr. Barbara Smith, who was a great friend and great mentor to all of us. She taught for many years at Alderson Broadus in Philippi. And she wrote a lot of things. She wrote novels, she wrote nonfiction, and she wrote a lot of poetry. She was a wonderful poet. And one of her volumes of poetry was called Improved Definitions, where she took the Webster definition of words, and then she wrote her poetic take on an improved definition of that word. So this book is dedicated to Barbara, and the preface to the book is from Improved Definitions by Barbara Smith. Ecology, the branch of biology dealing with the relations and interactions between organisms and their environment, including other organisms. The sound of the breeze.
The smell of the horned owls.
The smile of blackberries.
The sweetness of rock.
The pull of the ocean.
The voice of God.
Audience blessings. Blessings to each of you. May you find something familiar in the words we share. May you find kindness. May you find solace. May you remember one moment you had forgotten. May you find a gentle way to listen to the morning gossip of crows.
Things you can only see if you're not looking. A lark's condensed breath as it sings a too cool morning into day. The star next to the star you think is Almaland, sparkling in the hunter's belt low in the November sky. Your lover's hand reaching just before it touches your shoulder. Ghost cats. The infinite grace of the first raindrop. Green, knowing it will be yellow in February Pacific. Owls at night. Mars winking Jupiter too, and Saturn, Venus with both eyes. The corpses smile just before you pass. The tear you never cried. The last pin oak leaf as it falls. The sound wave it makes. Squirrels in a beech grove. The bend in the tail of that comet. The animal no one has ever seen. Sleep. The first purple red bun. The rise of trout downstream from your cast. Cedar waxwings eating the last cherries, the color of the devil's eye, your mother's last breath. The spirit rising from everything, from you, from the river, from the grass blade and the elk, from the sentient wolf and sheep in the pasture, from hay in the field, from peaches in the orchard, from turtles in the pond, the swell and pull of it all, lifting, lifting, lifting.
Heritage. The mother's a washing machine loaded with cucumbers, a table crowded with mason jars and pickling spices. She's the hum of the needle making costumes for her children's ice carnival. She's a china teapot, a slice of grape pie. The daughter is the dare covering the eyes of a boy playing chicken on the fast road, the crimson tip of a cigarette nestled in the oak, watching church boys play football. She's the quiet wash of a cross-country sunrise, running to be alone. The mother struggled in high school, dropped out, worked at Wally and Lloyd's, gave up wages for family groceries, siblings' college funds. When the daughter becomes ill with doubt at nursing school, the mother recognizes the demons, takes her out for bagels Monday mornings, tells her she's proud of her for making it this far. At 22, the daughter flies away to volunteer in a dusty Colorado town. As a public health nurse, so much is expected. She thinks she might break. She blames God and starts writing. The mother, who'd been to the hospital when her own mind jammed up, knows what to slip off and when. She reads the poems, understands, and when one appears in the church bulletin, she tells everyone her daughter is a famous poet. The mother is a lilac bush, a sweet lullaby. At night, the daughter's room fills with the fragrant, faraway song.
Last night, the mockingbird, and now black-capped chickadee, crow, brown thrasher, dove, all those glorious birds of dawn. Here is rabbit, gray squirrel, towhee demands, drink your tea, as steam rises from blue mugs. Across green meadow on a hollow tree, red-bellied woodpecker rat-a-tats his territorial drumming. Along the Greenbrier River, wood ducks fly upstream, Canada geese down. What more can we say about this morning that hasn't already been said by the riotous fence-line forsythia as it shouts its yellow hallelujahs into the blossom of light?
The day before, morning is warm bed and cold floor. Bacon, words spoken and unspoken move around and through. Daylight warms the porch, the pasture, the book in your hands. Poet says light is ivory. You smile. Poets know light has color. Afternoon is cut grass and gasoline, sweat, high sun. Clouds lean down, shadows play, birds laugh and move on. Poems float in rising air, hawks hover above them, devour them like the day devours you. It is easy to sit on the swing, wait for friends you know will come. Blue unburdens the sky deeper and deeper in low slant light of early October evening. Things settle, birds, daylight, words, you. In gentle fields, buck deer browse unhurried. Poems fall down, lead you past the ridge toward planets rising, moon following across unrhymed clouds. The book, still open, trembles. Night wanders in, sits on the swing beside you, sighs.
Poetry before breakfast. In that wavery time after waking, before the ordinary day begins, I write. My good dog, who smells like the woods, lies on his yellow-gray back, stretching impossibly long as I scratch his belly. For warm-up, I read Steve Scaffidi's poem, The Egg Suckers, then Jeff Gundy's astonishing details of the universe. While I write, Paul Simon sings me to Graceland, and my English breakfast tea with cream steams the morning. In grade school, I chewed my hair, pretending no one could see me. The damp taste of fear has gone now, and my thoughts don't halt and stutter, but rise sure as the sun. A voice flows through me. Will you go further? This is not an accusation, not a direction. Yes, I answer.
What we had. We lived up Steel Hollow, where fences were only barriers for cattle, no real ours or theirs. Red linoleum countertops, green used carpet from the funeral home, wall to wall in each small bedroom. Free gas, space heaters, a spring by the driveway, later a drilled well, still later running water. Two working parents, butter and sugar sandwiches the last week of the month. Free range summers minus morning and garden chores. Dad puttering on Sundays, making magic from bushel baskets of parts, oily rags, crescent wrenches. Not yet knowing there would come books spilling with words, nails we'd string on invisible wire, wear as necklaces, dangle from our hair. Verbs filling acres and acres, crossing county lines, state lines, floating up and down rivers, winging across oceans and icebergs, lifting into unimaginable galaxies. Words to carry us far, yet always tethered to umbilical pull, 7.3 acres of dirt scraped earth, lung deep scent of cows, a pile of stained white work rags.
Composition. Of the gravel in the road, of the smooth rocks in the stream, of the lichen on the banks, of the squirrel's nest in the tree, of the moonshine in the jar, of the sunshine on the hill, of the fox track in the sand, of the sawdust in the mill, of the coal inside the fire, of the water in the spring, of the stars above the sky, of the blackbird's bloodied wing, of the warmth inside my bed, of the touch of your cool hand, of the iron under the bridge, of the losing of this land, of the trout in Laurel Run, of the yellow flowers' hue, of the grass under my feet, of the years I've had with you, of the apple blossomed air, of the baby in my arms, of the berries on the vine, of the telling of the yarn, of the roads that ever go, of the eagle's lofty flight, of the travels yet to come, of the day and of the night, of the music of the earth, of the music of the wind, of the time that stays forever, of the end when it begins.
Rules for the open mic poetry reading. For the poet, don't explain the whole poem before you begin. Don't mumble or slouch or pick the scab at your elbow. Don't apologize. Don't fret like a preschooler searching for mom. If you think you're Frost or Dickinson, then go ahead, read the first draft you wrote this morning. Tepid clapping is not permission for you to read another half hour. No sermons, no more than 2 unrequited loves, and please, no perineum or vagina poems. No fake British accent. And your poem is not so significant you need to crescendo every line, nor so deep as to warrant a sloth's pace. Never fade out in the final stanza or mute the last word. And if you fail, fail gloriously. Treat poetry with respect. Don a clean shirt. Read as if you like your poems. For the listener, don't make grocery lists or play solitaire on your phone. Focus on the reader, not your dirty nails. Don't be afraid to sigh, nod, hoot. Drink beer if it makes listening easier. Gaze out the window of your mind and change what you see according to what you hear. Allow yourself to be surprised. And afterwards, don't rush off. Discuss a poem over wine and cheese. If you have the means, buy a book you like. Instead of listening to the radio on the way home, try to remember a metaphor. Next time, bring a friend, come early, lounge near the front, smile at the reader before she begins. Let the poem lead you where it will.
Nuisance poets. Section 10.23 West Virginia Linguistic Management Regulations 2021. Poets committing depredations upon academic or small press anthologies, independent press chapbooks, e-zines, or regional literary publications, or instigating live readings at libraries or general public gatherings, or when concentrated at conferences or workshops so as to constitute a hazard and or other nuisance, may be taken at any time. No daily limits.
What sustains me? The long line of horse and buggies that clip-clop to church Sunday mornings sound like tree frogs on the hillside. Red tails riding thermals while 4 poets on the porch prune their metaphors. Mom's bear hug and laughter when I was a girl, when I asked why Grandpa, normally happy, yelled when he preached, madly shaking his fist. The bright pom-poms tying the black shawls of old order women, that one autumn when they were allowed a dollop of color, lime green, Macintosh red, orange, fuchsia. An old dog asleep in a sunbeam. The Indian tribe that says all creation stories are true. The bearded man who says many creation stories start with revenge, battles, and poison, but ours starts with a word, a breath. The Egyptian prof who buys a lamb to remember Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son. He chooses our best, binds the lamb's legs with electrical tape, gently heaves him into the trunk of his BMW. Early morning fog rolling off the pond. My husband, who turns the sanctuary into a wood shop. For Sunday worship, we build houses for barred owls. My 105-year-old grandma in her apartment singing hymns.
Fermata. There is one pause, a spontaneous moment when evening lays itself down. Wind holds its breath. Birds settle, silence their songs. Animals freeze, long outbreath of grasses. Then a blue inhale, tenderness of evening slips in on cooler air. Night approaches. Hermit thrush rushes into song. Doe and fawn rise in meadows. Snake slides home. Dusk pulls near. Patient on the porch, I wait alone for that succinct moment. My body relaxes. Skin marries air.
And that's a sampling of what's in Porch Poems. And thank you. And if you all will indulge us, we're going to read some newer things. You want to go first with your new poems?
Sure,
Okay.
they aren't as new as they used to be.
Well, they're newer than they were.
Addition
That
two.
would be.
Addition two.
Okay. This is from volume 2.
First one is titled Skillet, Forsythia, Wasp. Blessed, chirped the mockingbird, is when the poet on the porch tries to guess which song I'm singing. Blessed, sizzled the old red skillet, is to be so warped no one wants to light a fire beneath me. Blessed, beamed the April sun, is someone curling up, napping beneath my brilliance. Blessed, bragged the forsythia, is to bloom when and where only 2 eyes can see my jubilation. Blessed, shivered the frozen raspberry, is when I'm baked in spring bread, tasted, relished, savor. A touch of heat in the back room which's been empty all winter. Blessed, buzzed the wasp in the wall. Next poem, my poems play hide and seek. My poems play hide and seek. They prowl that space in my car where, in my youth, a clutch pedal once lived. They cruise along with me, lurk in potholes, ready to jolt me into recognition. Sometimes they hang on clotheslines, flat between drying shirts, socks, underwear. They dance in the pages of a 1964 photo album, wait to catch me empty-handed with no pencil or paper, want me to tango around my old bedroom with my two best high school friends. My poems have no permanent address. They travel, secreted away on my scalp like a wood tick at the base of my hairline, sucking and sucking until I'm forced to notice them, carefully pinch pluck them away from my skin, use my own blood as ink to tally this life.
Okay. I'll go next, I guess. Poems were under the steps and at the end of the porch beside the dead spot in the grass where all the beer drinkers pee. Out by the fence where the old pipe still leans. In the water, the well, the leach pad. In the seal on the septic tank. In the mud on the shovel. In the boarded up fireplace, the cupboards, the iron skillets. In the jar of black snake skins. In the river, the campfire, the lilac bush. In the kitchen when we weren't looking, playing cards or telling stories, and somehow they found us anyway. Words slipping out of us when we told what happened, what we did, where we were, when, and who was that said that thing we all remembered, and they still made sense, and they still do, and rhymed in their own sweet time, and we never knew. We never knew. And conversations I have. I talk to people because they know the words. I talk to trees because they have a bigger vocabulary. I talk to animals because they usually understand and sometimes care. I talk to birds and they talk back. I talk to myself, but I don't listen. I talk to the river, but it knows better. I talk to clouds because they're right there. I talk to the sun and the moon, but they're usually busy. I talk to the stars, but I never know what to say. I talk to babies because they know the truth when they hear it. I talk to the dead because they aren't. I talk to God. Well, I talk to God.
Doubts. I want poetry to be my real job, to write for hours every day, then take my poem for a walk in the woods, rehearse her lines to the shaggy oak, listen to the pine's quiet advice, then come home, eat cheese and sprouts on wheat, then edit, edit, edit. Instead, 45 minutes is all I allow before taming my hair for work, for a job with health insurance, a new hip impossible to save for. But it goes on and on. Maybe I should have nestled down in my hometown at the library's corner table, filling notebooks, worked part-time at the Sip and Bite, knowing if I couldn't make it, someone would rescue me. Perhaps I'm selfish sitting here among strewn papers and books, piling up words filled with delusions of grandeur. Why should anyone read me? I'm no scholar, no philosopher. And besides, will anyone benefit from this poem? Can it shelter an elderly woman, soothe a special needs child, like the one helped onto the bus by my 80-year-old mother-in-law, her Mennonite work ethic inspiring something real, something useful? I'm tired of trying to silence the God in me. If I could trust the gift I was given, would I know how to end this poem? And this is called The Leaving. The Leaving. Can you still smell the yellow wildflowers, hear the bees in new blossomed rapture? Is that you in the rustle of the leaves? Berkey knowing, pointing, frozen, one paw raised, snout lifted. Dad, I know I told you a body is just a body when you were embarrassed of its failings. But I wish you were here now in that body. I thought I felt your presence at our campsite in the woods atop the hill, beneath dappled sunlight, where my husband had the fire ready and the folding chairs set out, where we roasted hot dogs and ate homemade brownies with walnuts the last time you were here. I wish I knew for sure it was you. I don't want to keep you if you're needed somewhere else, perhaps at my sister's or at Mom's, where she lives alone up north. I remember your pain last July when you wouldn't go to the clinic until after biking with my husband to the diner for Eggs Benny, wishing, almost insisting, no hospital admission, just a prescription, because you longed to sing Draw Me Nearer and Jesus on the main line with your brother that evening for my reading. And you did, beautifully. I heeded those songs and prayed. When the transfusions couldn't keep up and you knew you wouldn't get better, you refashioned yourself, and we were drawn to the soft warmth of something far and near in you. You held our hands and blessed us, said we were all on a good path. Then you sang, I am not afraid, your deep bass voice lifting as you left.
And we have one more
Experiment.
experiment. Yeah. This is, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It's a triskel or triskele or triskel. It's an ancient symbol. It's maybe one of the oldest symbols. It's the three concentric circles. It's the three. It's either Greek or Celtic or maybe both. There's one representation of one. This is a Celtic one. Three rabbits. There are three rabbits with 6 ears, but there's really only 3 ears there. So it's a pretty cool piece of statue. And there, you'll see these triskells or triskells everywhere. And there's a form, a poetic form called a triskel. And so we wrote one. And it's in 3 parts, 3 voices. And it's titled Just Go.
Just go, sang the chickadee. No use hiding behind an umbrella or the door. Step off the patio. Make friends with the breeze. Began with a stumble. Nothing matters more than to soar, to float. Whisper all your dreams. I will hear.
Come out of hiding, even if you stumble, even if you don't know the path. Just go, let go. The whispers behind the door are just whispers. Float if you can't soar at first. Recognize this is all. What intimidates you lifts you. There is no right answer. There is no question. I am always telling you this. You are always hearing. Come out of hiding. Just go. Let go. We have already fallen. We have already risen. Just go.
Stop standing rabbit still, pretending no one sees you. Lean in. Listen. Your music will become sweeter with time. There is no right answer for your life. Greet the apple-blossomed breezes unlacing your fear. Let go. Soften. See the verdant place beckoning beyond the porch. Begin again. Feel the buoyancy of joy lifting.
Come out of hiding, even if you stumble, even if you don't know the path. Just go. Let go. The whispers behind the door are just whispers. Float if you can't soar at first. Recognize this is all. What intimidates you lifts you. There is no right answer. There is no question. I am always telling you this. You are always hearing. Come out of hiding. Just go. Let go. We have already fallen. We have already risen. Just go.
Stop standing rabbit still, pretending no one sees you. Lean in, listen. Your music will become sweeter with time. There is no right answer for your life. Greet the apple-blossomed breezes unlacing your fear. Let go, soften. See the verdant place beckoning beyond the porch. Begin again. Feel the buoyancy of joy lifting.
Just go, sang the chickadee. No use hiding behind an umbrella or the door. Step off the patio. Make friends with the breeze. Begin with a stumble. Nothing matters more than to soar, to float. Whisper all your dreams. I will hear.
Stop standing rabbit still, pretending no one sees you. Lean in, listen. Your music will become sweeter with time. There is no right answer for your life. Greet the apple-blossomed breezes unlacing your fear. Let go, soften. See the verdant place beckoning beyond the porch. Begin again. Feel the buoyancy of joy lifting.
Just go, sang the chickadee. No use hiding behind an umbrella or the door. Step off the patio. Make friends with the breeze. Begin with a stumble. Nothing matters more than to soar, to float. Whisper all your dreams. I will hear.
Come out of hiding, even if you stumble, even if you don't know the path. Just go, let go. The whispers behind the door are just whispers. Float if you can't soar at first. Recognize this is all. What intimidates you lifts you. There is no right answer. There is no question. I am always telling you this. You are always hearing. Come out of hiding. Just go. Let go. We have already fallen. We have already risen. Just go.
Thank you.
And now we'll entertain questions from the audience.
Thank you, guys.
It was really, really moving to hear you and to see you all read together. That rhythm was pretty fantastic. And
Thank
it's neat. You all have really unique voices, but I can see how they weave together. It was really an experience. I mean, this is really cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's cool for
We
us
thought so
too.
too.
Yes.
I have big fun doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, the Triskel. Three parts, three voices, done 3 times, 3 different ways.
Yeah.
That's, I've never seen another one.
Mike's.
Oh yeah. They pick us up too if you guys have more questions.